Quanto tempo você tem canal na Twitch? Esse canal aqui tem 1 ano e pouquinho, mas eu faço live há mais de 6 anos. Novo campeão, o ZHIN. ZHIN, 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 ZHIN.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that works then. So,
parece aquele cara do mal do desenho do Jack Chan. Esqueci o nome dele.
Well, as I mentioned, you know, he's kind of doing a couple of things that we as a whole development team have wanted for a while. Like, I mean, the swords always come up.
Não, a atualização sai semana que vem.
You know, world and universe, and so trying to find a way to get that to work and look good and kind of react in our type of gameplay has been.
Não mostrou as skills ainda.
Has set as a goal.
Mostrou
I think
skins.
has accomplished it really well here. The other thing he is, which we've also wanted to get introduced to the realm for quite a while, is, you know, we've got some characters, we've got a lot of humorous characters, and we've got a lot of like positive and knights and do-gooders.
Eu sou o Frogger da Twitch. E aí, Lucas, Waltridge, beleza?
We've got some that are kind of maybe on the dark magic side of things, but he is actually our first, I would.
Não, não tem nada a ver com Hans.
That we have. Like, yeah,
Nada a ver.
Androxus is he's a little misunderstood, and he's got some stuff, but Zen is definitely in his own category, and so without giving too much away about lore, because I know how the community is about that, but you know,
we give too much.
He's a criminal. He's straight out a criminal, and not just a pickpocket or a thief. Criminal? He is a leader of a dark organization within the realm, the Thousand Hand Guild. So
whoa, the Thousand Hand Guild.
Yo, don't talk about Thousand Hands.
Do they have 1,000 hands?
Thomas, what's the first rule about Thousand Hand Guild?
You don't talk about Thousand Hand Guild.
Okay,
how are we gonna get in now?
All right. So the art's really pretty.
Okay.
And that's all I can say apparently.
Wow.
The art's very pretty, and the gameplay is badass.
That's true.
Yes.
I mean, what would you expect from a member of the Thousand Hand Guild? Right? What else?
E Thiago Francisconi.
Really interesting stuff. I'm sure everyone's excited to see how he looks and how he plays in the actual game. We'll have that for everyone in a moment. And as far as, you know, kind of his role, right? We've seen his style, but what's his role when he actually gets into battle? Garrett?
He's a flank.
Oh.
He's quintessentially a flank. He is the lithe swordsman that gets into the fray, chops people up, maybe burns people. Who knows what happens?
Wow.
Yeah, he's a bad dude. It synergizes nicely with the fact that it's fire and swords.
Sure.
He does.
Malicious.
Him and Grover don't mix well.
Yeah, and we kind of flipped through it a little bit fast on there. But as far as his skins, he's coming. He does have one common recolor. Looks really good. As far as a shift, just in his base color, which is what our commons.
Não se matem, galera.
And then he has two uncommons, which have just some beautiful color schemes with them as well.
He's got the white hair.
Yeah.
And we saw the orange. Orange pattern.
Yeah, the outfit. That one's probably my favorite, I think.
Yeah.
Just as far as the overall tone and stuff. You know, him kind of like tearing it up in the realm and in the match, you know, with that, it looks pretty good.
Nice. Well,
queremos ver as habilidades do novo personagem. Ok, temos aí finalmente um novo personagem.
You know, it's just the hero story right here.
2100 de HP provavelmente é um dano, tá?
He shoots flames
is engulfed in
with
fire.
a sword.
He shoots fire with a sword, guys. I don't think you can get any cooler. And his reload right there, as you can see, poured that flammable oil right across the blade.
Yeah, this was an important thing for us. I mean, we are in a fantasy world. You know, we have a lot of magical creatures, but he's got a little magic of his own. But we did want to make sure that we delivered against this one with practical effects. So he does have a sword. It's got a channel down the middle. Oil upon it, and so that's kind of his reload. So you can kind of see with the length of the flames coming down towards you, as far as about how much ammo you have, as far as just a visual indicator to go with the ammo count.
And
then
your sword gets less on fire as you throw.
That's correct. It does.
Ele não é um personagem melee, né? Ele é um personagem, entre aspas, melee. Ele, na verdade, atira com sua espada. E aí, Caio, obrigado pelos seus bits. Ele não é melee.
But yeah, so he's got this oil, and as he swings his blade, it slings that, you know, flaming oil out as a projectile.
That's correct. I'm surprised.
The VFX team did an amazing job. Like I said, this was a big challenge to kind of how to make this feel good and read correctly, not only from his perspective in 1P, which is very difficult, but also in 3P. And then also special shout outs to the animation team, because like, even from the early playtest, the work that was put into this, and Daniel did the 1P animation. Is just it's so dope. It's so fluid.
It's so powerful. Like,
eu acho que a tecla, o botão direito é bloqueio, Revenge, algum tipo de defesa. É meta do que? Pra gente fazer o sorteio do GODPACK, ô moleque. A cada sub ali, a cada sub, eu vou aumentar um ali. Esse 97 não é que a gente tenha 97 subs, tá? Isso aí foi por doação, campanhas que eu fiz e tudo mais. Que a Nox é a melhor deusa? Não sei, é?
Your 3 swings, you have 2 quick ones that hit for the same amount of damage, and then your third one takes a little bit longer for a heavier windup, and then hits harder. Boom, for 700. So this is definitely kind of a learned behavior as you get into this character and discover the nuances of playing it, hitting these projectiles, which also behave slightly differently than standard other projectiles. They travel straight. However, the farther away from you they go, they kind of fade in speed. So it's definitely, you are more optimal the closer you get, as is his flank roll. But it is, God, it's so cool.
Very mid-range.
I could watch it all day.
He still has some range to him, though. Even though he doesn't have, you know, that melee weapon feel, there is some semblance of, you know,
mid-range, né? Não tem range tão alto ele.
He's meant to operate within probably the mid-range, not long range. And short range, he can do extremely well, but you're going to be very, very optimal in fighting between that mid to close range with this guy. And going in when you know you can get the kill onto your target. Talking about this sword, I'm surprised you guys didn't give him gloves, by the way, because this is extremely dangerous. He's pouring oil on his hand, on the flaming sword.
How can we see his tats then?
Yeah.
But how does he even have a hand after like doing this 100 times a game?
He's
every
a master.
match?
He's very skilled. He's not the kind of
He's a part of the 1,000 hand guild. He just keeps getting new ones. That's what it is. They regrow their hands.
Oh gosh.
Oh god. No.
Ele tem cara que se cura em alguma skill.
Chat, make it a thing.
No, chat.
Pode ser que o Q dele se cure.
Official, that is not canon. That is
Não sabemos ao certo.
Paladin's lore, you got it right. So moving on to, you know, his abilities. This is his weapon attack. It's similar if you're familiar with Smite, and you have kind of the weapon attack projection change where you hit for 1.5, longer time for the third one, but it hits a little bit harder. His right mouse button, I think this is kind of where he hinges as far as a character to maybe add a skill cap, a degree of difficulty to his play, and have the higher level players really maximize this a lot more than someone who's just running into the fray for the first time. It's called counter.
That's correct.
Now what is this?
So I'd like to. So I want to display my.
E aí, Daniel Gamer, beleza?
Two instances. I'd like to do it once and unproc.
Por que o boss tem 2k de vida? Porque o último que fez doação, ele, quando você mata o boss e sobra um dano, ele é multiplicado por 5. Ele se defende com o botão direito. E ele joga de volta, é isso? É um contra-ataque?
It's a very outplay moment. In that, if you're engaging against a fast-firing character, you're gonna block. Sure, you're gonna block 90 damage of one of Victor's hits, right? If you're going against a Drogo's or a Bomb King, then this blocked can have a lot more impact because you're saving yourself from a lot more damage.
Yes.
Also, a fun fact is this will. This will kill every projectile in the game. Oh, wow.
Não é melee o botão direito, ele tem um range pequeno. Como faço para ser VIP no SMITE? Falei, Jean Carlos, na descrição da livestream tem os... tem as explicações de como ser VIP. Aí ele pegaria bastante HP, o Mary.
And this isn't like Androxus where there's a bit of a larger field that you're kind of projecting in front of you. This is literally your character's collision. So it is a bit harder to execute on, absolutely, but there's potentially a much larger payoff in it. So it's a super high skill cap thing. And then actually what we didn't talk about is also one of his legendaries. We could equip Retaliation.
Yes.
And one thing that goes along with it only being the character collision is you almost have to change how you're playing it because you want people to hit you, right?
Yes.
So you got to nix the strafe pattern. You got to walk. You just hold W at them and try and let them hit you almost because you're baiting them out. You're trying to take that hit.
Yeah. If we can. just multiple procs. So the legendary retaliation will allow you to continue to block those attacks. Normally the base ability is 1 instance of damage. The legendary card will allow you to just continually deflect in this kind of flurry of defense. It's really awesome, extremely effective.
Galera, vocês esperam aqui que chegou visita, eu vou ter que ele cumprimentar. Vocês me contam o que aconteceu, tá?
He was shooting pretty much the entire time. It procced 4 times. Is there like a maximum amount of times that it can proc? Is it about 4, 5?
Yeah, it's governed by the duration. He has another card that can also increase the duration of this, so you might be able to net 1 or 2 more swings out of it.
Got it.
But it's not like an infinite amount, because he can take a lot of damage in that time period, but it's still limited by the animation time of the swings.
Now, what I am noticing is when he goes in the counter and you don't shoot him, he has to stay in that counter. So he, like reversal, you actually can't cancel it early.
That's correct. Yes, there's no tricksy like I can cancel it early, come out and deal damage to you. You are committing to being safe, but you also are committing to the ability for the duration
and having a tell of when your ability's over.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
So that's something that you have to be aware of. The melee strike looks like it deals about 700 right now damage back.
That's correct.
Very. This is also called like you know, have your best friends kill you. This legendary right here, because anyone just trying to shoot at Zhin could be just proccing this onto some helpless victor in the front and causing his.
Eu estou de volta, mas a qualquer momento eu terei que vazar. Vazar sim, né? Por isso eu nem quem eu vou colocar, porque eu tô com visita aqui agora. O que aconteceu? Me contem. Ele vai ser flanco? Estão falando vai ser flanco? É isso? Salve Tomate Furioso.
He's mid-range, he's in the fight, right? He has this tool, what seems like, to either help re-engage or to disengage when situations are
É flanco?
That's correct. At base.
Será?
This ability is actually highly modifiable by cards, so I suggest you check it out. But at base, you kind of ignite into the smoke form, kind of just float around. It is.
Ele reflete os ataques. Eu vi até isso. Eles mostraram alguma outra habilidade? Só o repelir do botão direito? Ok.
This is your reversal into another step. This is your ice block into a bullying. Right. The thing that is I have gotten my kill, and hopefully I can get out.
Right. And it doesn't seem like at base it travels that far. I mean, you're covering some distance. You definitely are. I think there are probably some cards.
There's probably some cards in there, yeah.
That allows it to even be more.
Não gosto de KS no Smite.
So like you said, if you really want to go for this being your get out of jail free card in any situation, you're gonna have to invest pretty heavily.
That's right.
In your loadout. Moving forward, he's also got a legendary, we might as well bring it up now, that actually augments the skill. So normally, all you are is untargetable. You can still be seen, you're not invisible or anything, you don't need to illuminate to see him. Anyone can see him from any distance. But he doesn't regain any health. With the legendary, he gets some health back.
Eu vou aumentar um pouquinho o áudio deles, galera, porque a galera aqui tá gritando, tá ligado? Esse 97-100 é a meta pro nosso sorteio. Falta subscribers. Não tem como fazer. Não vou sair, galera, porque agora tá com visita aqui, entendeu? Ele se cura enquanto teleporta.
Is something that we like to engender in the builds, so definitely try that and check that out, guys.
Thomas, this is a really cool effect, and I mean, this kind of reminds me of Sarah's Shadow Travel a little bit. I mean, obviously you don't have the
teleporta não, né? Ele fica nas sombras ali.
Well, like I said, just this champion, hands down, the effects team did an amazing job, and is really kind of at a crux of us being able to sell a lot of the abilities. And this one's no different, right?
Essa é a carta lendária.
It goes into kind of the magic, but you need to be able to make sure that they're visible, but at the same time, it's very obvious that they can't take damage, that they're kind of immune in that. And we wanted to tie that in, of course, with fire and what we're doing with the rest of his theme.
Looks amazing, and you
com certeza é flanco, a galera tá falando.
So let's move on to that after we've covered his Q. That's below his F now. Another kind of movement skill. It's called Whirl.
That's right. Whirl is the quintessential, I have a sword, I'm going to spin to win and deal some damage and move around the battlefield quickly. It's like a badass animation. It's so smooth, it's so fluid. We actually do some cool camera tricks here too, to kind of like pull it out fast and catch it up later. It's an awesome in-combat relocation ability. Deals 400 damage if you strike anyone.
Vamos ver o ultimate dele agora.
You can hit a single enemy up to 1 time, but you can hit as many enemies that are there once. Got it. As you whip your sword around. Super cool, kind of kind of a damage version of Cassie's dodge roll, if you will. You can only go forward though. It's a lot of fun, super powerful, and again, you'll have cards to augment if it resets on cooldown, benefits after. It's a lot of fun.
Sure. And I know we've been playtesting this guy a lot, and I'll leave some questions for Nick at the end, kind of how he's using this, you know, because this could be very defensive.
Ok, não é um personagem ruim, né? Não é um personagem ruim, não.
With some of his aspects of his ultimate as well, if you want to follow up on somebody, and we'll get into that ult right now as soon as he gets his buddy Victor back.
Vamos ver a ultimate dele.
I feel like Victor has no chance in this matchup right now.
Victor could like stand in the center of the room.
O que ele vai aprontar em sua ultimate?
Maybe stand a little farther away too.
Some epic.
Yeah. Oh god. Maybe not. Okay. Hit it, boys.
Nossa. É um combo que ele executa no adversário.
So awesome. And Victor's hanging around just to, you know.
He's just like, I don't know what happened, man.
Yeah.
Que bugado isso, hein?
Is Zin's ultimate. It is a hugely assassin role ultimate by far. So we can do it a couple more times if you want to get so good.
Ó.
It's so satisfying.
Yeah, it's so good. So it's this pretty long
What the
down
fuck?
360 degrees, so you can go vertical with it as well. Use it as a movement ability, but you will kind of go towards your enemy. If you hit them, much as you would a Mave dash, then they are kind of levitated a bit off the ground as you do this extreme, intense martial arts sword combatants in and around their face. It is quite possibly one of our oh, it feels so, it's like savage, brutal.
Feels amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, hitting somebody in the air, like just picking out like Mandroxus or Drogos and stuff out of the air with this thing feels so good.
And it's not easy either. I mean, the thing is, you can't jump down and maintain your place.
É uma ultimate boa, né? Dá pra você dar um engage em focar um adversário só. E... Cara, eu tô quase mutando meu áudio aqui, né, mano? Sério.
About lazy with this one.
Lazy ult's incoming.
Way to put him on blast right in front of him. All right, so his
Lazy doesn't play flanks, man.
His third legendary.
Everybody's gonna want to play this guy.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun, guys. Guillotine is his third legendary and interacts with his ultimate in an extremely powerful way. Let's see, let's spawn a beefier target.
It would be more interesting to see the guillotine without, I think, first to show what it actually does at base to the Fernando. And then the guillotine to show the discrepancy.
Show Spite at base.
Oh yeah, Spite at base. Yeah, sorry. Because there is a big difference.
There's
this is an actual big choice you're making here.
Yep.
Syntax.
That's right. So standard ultimate will. Oh, it was a friendly Fernando. You can't ult a friendly Fernando, guys. I'm sorry to disappoint. These ults are exclusive to your enemies.
So, so both you and the enemy are stuck in this combat space for a while, though.
That is a very good observation, yes. So it is definitely a risky play. You are essentially locking someone out.
Vamos ver o que eles vão arrumar aqui. Cara, que é isso, velho? A galera tá achando que é festa junina aqui, não é possível. Ele só pega um, tá? Ele não pega vários.
The ability itself deals the 400 flat on every strike 5 times, so 2k total. So you'll be able to assassinate any of your low HP targets, absolutely. But some of the beefier ones, aren't gonna be as impacted by it. However, with guillotine, you become a very effective tank killing tool because it's maximum health damage.
Yes.
São parentes.
I mean, going back to what Thomas, mentioned as well, this leaves you extremely exposed. Both of you are vulnerable to fire here.
É um bom personagem.
Who's getting isolated, which is great for setup tools, right? I mean, if you have a Victor on your team, and he's like, yo, I'm going to ult the Fernando, even if he doesn't take guillotine, he's just sitting still for all that time. But also for Zhin, who's, 2k HP to start, correct? He's got some
Eita, Kiko, 9 graus aí, sério?
Not the beefiest of guys, so this is definitely risk reward. You're going to have to
use with care, absolutely. Yep.
Can you heal your teammate that's getting wombo comboed?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can
não, Augusto, não tá tendo não.
Obviously, stealing kills is not something that we're too worried about in the realm. But I will say,
Flanks have to now.
this maneuver feels so good. You really feel robbed if somebody else kills the guy while you get him in the ult.
Oh man, I've done that though. It's just such an easy shot, you know. Kill confirmed, Thomas. That's what I think.
Sorry, yes.
Yep. But you're right. You definitely want to get the satisfying victories here. You know, this guy a little bit, and we've in playtest kind of worked on, you know, how Zhin can.
O que vocês acharam desse personagem novo até agora?
Best at, and what's his style of play going to be as he.
Curtiram ele, acharam fraco, acharam forte, tem que nerfar, tem que buffar, o que poderia ter, o que... Enfim. Deixem sua opinião, hein?
With Zhin, especially just because of how different each legendary is and how each card interacts with the legendaries and the abilities. There's a lot of ways to go with him, a lot of different ways to play him, and there are some
Achei que vai ser nerfado. Será, macumbeiro? O Vente falou que é estiloso, que ele gosta de homens estilosos. Ei, vem. Cara, por que esse povo não consegue conversar sem gritar? As pessoas não conseguem conversar sem gritar aqui em casa.
So can we back out to the lobby with him just one more time, if that's possible, just to take a look? Because he has an extra. Yeah, we have voice pack. He also he has an extra emote than what we usually kind of put with it that we should check out along with the skins.
Maybe let's listen to the voice pack here and then come back here. Well.
Alguém sabe se o SMITE vai ter lore algum dia? Mas tem lore, o Fischer, o SMITE. O lore do SMITE, se eu não me engano, é que colocaram os deuses para brigar um contra os outros. É tipo a história do Darksiders. Entre aspas, né? Instapick vai estar nervoso. Será? A ult dele, ele dá um... ele vai até o adversário e executa um combo. Isso. Lord do Smite, que os deuses estavam perdendo a fé. Na verdade, os deuses estavam perdendo... As pessoas estavam deixando de acreditar neles. E eles começaram a brigar porque eles achavam que a existência do outro deus que estava fazendo com que ele não tinha seguidores. Então por isso você ganha adoradores quando você luta, entendeu? Paladins? Lore no Paladins? Sei lá.
Or you hit, it's like you hit the fadeaway with the slow one, you're like,
yes.
Yeah,
he's got some great opportunities, I think, to be an exciting. He's like a highlight reel if you play him right. Definitely. And as we get to the champion screen here, Thomas, you could talk to us about the emote that he's going to be added as well.
Yeah, so
Hi, galera.
He's got his basic emote, as you can kind of see, and then he's actually got two emotes that are coming in.
Assiste Noragami, é um anime muito bom. Eu não tenho tempo para assistir isso. Mas lore em MOBA, né? Não faz sentido. Pelo menos eu não vejo assim, entendeu? É um MOBA, é um jogo para ser jogado multiplayer, entendeu? Não tem um modo história ou coisa do tipo. Ninguém presta atenção, pelo menos eu não presto atenção. A mão dele é gigante, cara. Belona ou Nox? Belona.
I was talking to, was it Garrett? I think I was talking to you about this. Like, doing this pose in real life would actually be kind of like challenging. You need like a lot of flexibility and strength. Come on, that arm that far back and with the hold, that sword is heavy.
E aí, Tomate Furioso? A mão dele é gigante, cara. Eles erraram na proporção.
This guy is flexible.
He's ready to strike.
And then the 2 fingers out like it's nothing. I would be like grabbing my knee, touching the ground. I don't know. This guy, great calves.
E aí, Buzz Track?
He really does the deed.
Quem é que tem a mão gigante? É o Zin. É o Zin. Mão gigante, Zin.
Being activated and throwing some smoke, throwing some shade. Enemies, they're throwing smoke up your butt. Another common.
Eu já vou voltar com a facecam, tá, galera? Deixa eu só terminar a visita aqui que eu
We've got some really cool stuff happening, man.
volto.
It has to do with Paladins and esports.